afternoon, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Gabfest.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yay! So excited.
We've been asking for a jingle. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Sorry. I tried doing a mukbang with our cocktail today. It did not work. I ended up choking, so
The sound effects is not
mukbang
for
channel
everyone.
is not for me. But thank you so much for joining us today. Today on the Gabfest, we have Anka, co-host.
Da-da-da-da. Standard feature.
And our guest, sorry guys, I am choking.
Okay.
And our guest host for today
Drum
is...
roll. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Now your nails is working.
Yes.
Alyssa John.
Yay! We're so excited to have you.
Yourself?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
My first kind of show. So my name's Alyssa. I'm a wife, a mom of two. I'm a teacher. I'm a kids life coach. I'm an entrepreneur. Got a business and a side hustle on the side. So
A whole all
A
around.
side
Yes.
hustle on the side.
yes.
The things we do as women. Can men multitask like this?
No.
Eh?
I don't think so. Eh?
No.
I don't.
8 years of marriage have taught me that this is it's highly unlikely. No.
Like I was prepared to do the girls' bath them, do their hair, wash their hair, plait it before I come here.
And did you?
And I folded the laundry, my body, all of that. So
Yeah. So it's a female thing. Viva to us, woe to us. We can do this.
Yeah, so we are so thankful that you accepted the invite. And
Thank you.
Are you nervous about today's topic?
I am.
You are.
I am nervous. I haven't told my husband last night. Oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know if it's because
Is
it's
it
my
the
first
topic
time
or is it the show?
topic. I'm not sure. Kind of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
But jitters are good. I think it creates that excitement for it. So
So
nervous jitters are good.
Should we jump right into it?
Go for it, Vange.
Oh,
Go for
and
it.
I am Evangelique, your host for the Gabfest. Thank you so much for joining us yet again, and I hope you enjoy this hour with us. So today, this week, for me personally, I was a bit disturbed, right? But you guys will go into it and tell me maybe I'm just being old school, right? That is
Okay.
the point. Nudity or old school is today's topic, or am I old school? So, Kanye Mbao, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but Kanye Mbao was trending this week on social media. She had 1 million interviews. She was literally everywhere for being the first woman in South Africa to do a nudity scene. A nude scene, basically, yeah. And it was a sex scene. So there's boobs everywhere, there's bum, there's everything, and it's a
Nude.
sex scene. Yeah, but usually if you say nude, it could be a shower
Yeah.
vibe or something, but it's a full-on sex scene, and it's nude where you see everything, right?
Like everything.
Yeah, apparently. So I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched it, and this
Okay.
is on the series The Wife.
Okay.
And I found it quite disturbing because she is trending for being the first woman in South Africa to get a role like this. And The Wife is trending for being the first series to do something like the South African series, right?
Yeah.
So they being praised in terms of South Africa is finally catching up to the rest of the world. We're going with this now. That we are celebrating a nude scene in a sex scene, and we're celebrating because it is finally in South Africa. So first of all, for me, I found it a bit disturbing that this is what the kind of things we're celebrating in South Africa, when there
Yeah.
is so many things happening in
In
South
the world.
Africa. Not only in the world, South Africa
But
alone.
in general, I mean, there's just so many issues, so many things
Yeah.
that could be celebrated. But
We're
that's the
celebrating
standard
nudity.
that we're going with. Undisturbed.
And it's also like, where are we as a country to celebrate that?
Yeah.
You know, like how low is our standards if we're
celebrating that.
you know, or making it trend or go viral when there's so many other things to look at that could trend and go viral, but that specific thing.
That specific thing
It's
is-
like they're aiming for, that status of being like the Western society,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Americans,
Yeah.
and it's really
But I mean, why are we using that as a standard? Why are we using that as a go-to? I mean, we're a big global village now. Like everything, I understand that everything goes like because this is 2022. So why are we going after something that someone else has already created? I mean, we have other things that we can celebrate. African beauty. We have, talent that is here in South Africa.
it's so diverse. If you
And
look
here's
at we're a Rainbow Nation.
Yes.
So
And
many
here's
things.
another thing, right? Let's not even go to the Rainbow Nation now. Let's go to what were you saying now? The African beauty, and we're celebrating that, right? And now here we are celebrating something that is nudity, right? I want to know, we as women is fighting every single day. We are not just boobs, we are not just ass, we are not just this. And then 1 minute a show does it, and we're celebrating a woman is taking off her bra, she's showing her boobs. Are we not double mindset?
Yeah,
What's
standard.
the double standard
And
as
contradicting
women as a
ourselves.
whole?
Yeah.
Because 1 minute we're fighting against, we are not just that, we have brains too. Next minute we celebrating this.
Yeah, when that, and I know this is moving from South Africa and South African standards, but I just want to drive a point. So when that song of was it Cardi B WAP came out,
Yeah.
WAP or
Yeah.
whatever came out, right?
Wap.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it. I've just listened to the parts. TikToks had decided that we all should
Yeah.
know, right? Excuse me. So Ben Shapiro came out and he spoke about American ladies that were seen as heroes, and they were I don't know if you've seen Hidden Women, women that was involved in NASA, women that was involved in the women's
astronauts.
Yeah, and all of that.
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
And then there was the woman that was in for women's rights and all of that fought for that. Those were the standards that used to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Now it's so you so you kind of who was the woman who was the people that fought for the women in South Africa? Who was the woman that broke glass ceilings here in South Africa? Those were the standards for what was usually celebrated pertaining to women. Now it's our body parts. Now it's us being, and I'm not saying they're not beautiful. I'm not saying they should be.
We don't take the beauty away.
Yeah, we're not taking away that us as women, yes, we should be celebrated. Yes, we do give kids. Yes, we do. We are enjoyed in those, and we are beautiful for that. But why are we taking that away? Why are we taking away how would I put it? Not the fact, it's not a shame thing, but we're taking away
the beauty behind why it was created.
Now it's just explicit. Now there's no imagination.
Sexualized.
There's nothing. It's sexualized basically.
Yeah, and I mean, if you see, when I just, you told me the topic.
Yeah.
I just want to see, what does the Bible say? So I see, in a lot of instances, David, you worship God naked in front of his servants. So it's not...
Picture of that.
No.
That's an interesting one.
So it's not that, our nakedness is bad or shameful, but it's how we...
It's the connotation we're putting with it.
And how we showing it to others, Are we celebrating the curves that God has given us, or are we doing it shameful and, sexualizing it and wanting others to lust over us? And
I just think that the media that filmed the film industry... was it who said it the other day? No one says film anymore, but you know what I mean, has taken something that is sacred, or maybe that's just a personal topic, personal view rather, that it's something that's so sacred, something that is only to be shared between a few people, meaning you and your partner, is now for the whole world to see. Nothing left for the imagination, nothing sacred about it, nothing beautiful about it. Now it's just, it's just cheap. For me, it's just become something that is just very cheap.
And you see why I stay with the K-dramas and my Chinese dramas. Because if you're watching those, okay, we know these people are freaky, right? All porn comes from Asia somewhere. But if you see that in a series, you went to go look for that. Because their normal daytime series and movies, it's so clean, where a kissing scene is like literally like this. And the camera angle is just right, and we think they're kissing, but the heads just stay like this.
Right.
The heads are just placed right. But I feel like you were saying, we try to westernize everything so much in South Africa. And now that we're at the point, I used to think back in the day, you know, when you watch MTV and stuff, and you're like, I wish we could dress like the girls in the music videos. And now when you actually see it, you're like, what wish was that?
Exactly.
Because this is hectic now.
Yeah.
So we spoke about the older wife thing, and we got your opinion based on why we're celebrating something like this. So I want to take it to everyday life, right? This is the standard, as you were saying. It's sad to see that this is what South Africa is celebrating for women at the moment.
Yeah.
Taking it to everyday life kind of things, do you think that social media, specifically Instagram/Twitter, where all of this is happening, is putting on, come on South Africa, catch up, because we are now so open to seeing these things. I always make the joke, back in the day when I grew up really slow. Okay, so
Say I.
I grew up really slow. So for me, I feel like
slow, conservative.
I mean in the terms of it
You
took
were a
me
late bloomer.
really long to realize what people speak about. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm still there though.
At school, I used to hear about the pill all the time, but I didn't know what the pill was for.
No, I also grew up that way.
I went for marriage counseling, and they're like, so what? How are you preventing? And they're like, you have to go on the pill 3 months before your wedding. And I was like, the pill. And then when I went to the gynae, and they're like, it's the Yaz. I'm like, so this is what we were speaking about at school.
I was a late bloomer, but not that late.
No,
was
I
extremely
knew,
late.
like with me, when I was in high school, the friends that I had, they said the pill makes your hair like shiny and glow. All you do is crush it, you put it in your conditioner. So that's what
I never heard that.
Oh.
that's what I did, and it actually worked. So
That's interesting. DIY setups.
Yes.
That's actually interesting. Which is not a bad connotation to the pill.
and I'm sure my mother was shocked when she heard me ask for the pill back then, and I was like, no, it's for my hair. Like all I have to do is crush it. So she made sure she looks at me, see me crushing it and putting it in the bottle. So apparently it makes your hair grow and shiny. So
So also going back to the growing up late, you now made me conscious about the slow part. But you guys know what I mean, right? So when we grew up, okay, there's now open time on Mnet. And it was family-based movies and everything like that. The internet just came out where you wait.
You had to dial it up. There was a line.
That whole thing. So we weren't open to seeing this exposure every single day, because now you go on Netflix and even on the kids channel, there's so much inappropriate stuff.
It's disturbing.
That we can now see, right? So do you think that because of the internet, and now that we are so open to what the rest of the world is doing, as much as with some things, yes, it's nice if South Africa catches up with fiber and Wi-Fi and technology. But do you think that we focus a bit on a lot of wrong things? Because when you see even our girls are posting today on Instagram, because this is what an influencer does, we're trying to live up to Kim Kardashian's bum pose, you know, all those kind of things. Now pregnancy is a fashion thing just because I need to post my tummy on social media. Not everybody, don't take me the wrong way, but I've heard of people wanting to fall pregnant just for Instagram posts and followers. So what's your take on the whole nudity thing in terms of our exposure with having Wi-Fi? So it's like literally everywhere.
I feel like technology, specifically social media, it's got its pros and its cons. And especially for I think raising daughters, I've got 2 daughters that I'm raising. I'm so conscious about how I'm raising them. I make sure that whatever they're watching, they don't watch. Like I make sure it's just YouTube, and on YouTube it's Superbook, and if it's not Superbook, and then we're watching. Sorry. So I'm very conscious of how I'm raising my daughters. Like, even my sister, she will say, Alyssa, you're so boring. Because she wants to do TikTok videos with my daughters. And I'm like, no, there's
She
just
was
some of
Kanye.
the things that, yes, I'm like, no TikToks at all. Like, no TikToks, no listening to music, whatever. Like, I make sure that I'm raising daughters, and I can see, like, the little bit of seeds that I've sown into them. Like, it's showing, like, if I put a top on and it shows a little bit of whatever cleavage I've got, they'll say, Mommy, cover up. You know, you can't show this, or why just slit up here, or why are you showing that? So I know that, okay, you know, it's, for me personally, I feel like they're going to grow up respecting themselves and their bodies, you know, and know that, okay, God designed this for one person only, and when the time is right, they'll get to see that.
It's ultimately, and I say this, like I've said this before in the shows many times, that it's ultimately our responsibility as mothers or as parents to create a very safe space for our kids, because, you know, whatever we allow them to be exposed to, yes, they'll be exposed to other elements in school, but the base needs to be sound.
Yeah.
You know, the foundation needs to be sound. And yes, going back to the whole being on social media, being on, you know, on TV and on TikTok and on Instagram and all of that stuff. Yes, the world is desensitized. Yes, because you constantly see, it's like, what's wrong with that? You know,
It becomes normal.
It becomes normal. However, there's a door that's always opened. So whatever you allow, you are now going to open another door. So let's just say, for instance, okay, fine, it's okay to have a sex scene. So all our soapies must now have a sex scene, right? But what about the fact that we're complaining that we're just objectified, we're made objects of sex symbols as women, right? So now we're complaining about that. So we must now choose our struggle. What are we celebrating it because that is creating a sex symbol in remember, men is visually inclined.
Yeah.
So for them, that picture that they see, they're gonna look at most women through that. Now, not negating the argument that we're saying that if, you know, it's not what you dress in that, you know, women don't ask to be raped. That's true. Not negating that. And that point I did steal from you, Vange.
That's cool.
But not negating that fact. But we as women, we now need to decide what exactly are we rooting for here. Because as a woman, I want to be seen as empowered. I want to be seen as strong. I mean, personally, the way I view myself is I'm a superhero to my kids.
Yeah.
Because, you know, but if I'm going to perpetuate something different, my kids will grow up thinking, no, but this is the way.
okay.
This is the way.
Yeah.
So based on what you were saying now, I got a few stats, right, in years. This is only reported rapes, right? I'm jumping off with her saying, we're not saying that us being naked is why you're being raped. Please don't get me wrong, because there's people that rape kids that is wearing a full-on swag
Onesie
pants and all
onesie.
those kind of things, even with women itself. But I just want to say, like you were saying now, if men are drawn with the eye, right? So if you are naked constantly, or you're walking around, because I was making a joke the other day saying, you're now seeing music video outfits in a mall. You walk in a mall and there's a girl literally wearing a G-string with netting just over
that's
the
normal.
skirt. Or the pants is made from net, but she literally has a G-string on. These kind of things. I mean, I can go with a tracksuit to the mall, and you get that one lastige person that will go, hello, or something like that. So how much more do we double it when we make this so normal? And the reason why I want to bring that up is reported rapes in South Africa in 2016 is 39,000, but odd numbers, I'm just rounding it off. Then in 2020, this is the most recent that I could find, reported rapes per year is 42,289. Right. This is only reported. We know that
That a
people
lot of
feel,
women do.
what is the point, because the police don't do anything. So can you see the jump already? And that is in a time where Instagram became a thing. It's a time where YouTube became, Wi-Fi is in most homes, data is in most homes, all these kind of things. Before, it just opens up so many doors. If you go to people who do marriage counseling outside of church, they told introduce porn into your marriage, kind of a thing. You have friends when you're sitting around the table and they like, guys, do you do porn? Do you do this? We have people speaking about, me and Lee was watching a show, somebody is literally having a camp for kids to show them that it's okay to touch yourself because it's normal.
That's
it's
disturbing.
Your being.
That's
So
beyond
they're
disturbing.
teaching kids how to...
Oh, wow.
It is
you're-
just disturbing.
I wish I didn't know
That is where the world is.
Yeah.
So I'm asking if this is our rape stats already. There was a video going around as well of those little grade 2 years old kids that was kissing against the school door
that was very
or whatever.
disturbing,
As in like literally up against the wall kissing. This is the kind of things that we exposing our kids to daily.
Yeah.
What is going to come?
And also, like, I know in many public schools, they've got this, they introduce, like, sexuality as a subject part of
Yeah.
life skills, where they teach all of that. And, you know, like, I feel like
Which
you
is-
say, where, like, you know,
where are we going?
Where are we going?
Which is exactly why I was personally against mainstream schooling. And when we were told that they were going to have sex education in grade 4, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to. It's the same concept as you deciding you're going to buy a car and give your 3-year-old that car to drive.
Yeah.
You know, it's the principle behind it is the same. We grow as people, but we get taught the principles of what's right, what's wrong. A moral compass is instilled from very young, and that's done through our parents. That's done through our guardians who take care of us, right? And if I'm going to sit here and say that I need to make them aware, yes, you need to make them aware, but there's
So
age
that someone else
appropriate things.
doesn't teach them. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, that's what we're going with. But there's ways things are done, appropriate way things are done, and at appropriate ages things are done. And then we can't, if you say that so that someone else doesn't do it, then we need to be more conscious about who our kids are with and you know who we are surround ourselves. Last week I said that if you come into my home, I bid you the highest honor because I'm exposed, which means that me as a parent, I should have already done my homework. And you know, not negating that we don't expect certain things from certain people. We don't. You can't always tell. But to the furthest part of your ability, you should be able to say, okay, fine, this is what I'm trying to instill into my kids. They know certain things are right and wrong for age appropriate. And yes, there's certain things that you mustn't candy coat depending on the age, you know, and where they are emotionally. And I mean, as a teenager, I'm going to say something different to my child. I'm not going to introduce that now. My child's not smoking now. My child's not having boyfriends now.
Yeah, so you don't have to teach her about it.
Really, guys. And what school are you sending your children to? I think this is so important. Yes, our kids are exposed, and yes, sometimes we don't have control over this. There's public schooling. There's kids from all walks of life. That's correct. But you're going to have to go the extra mile to see what can I do to make my child. You're not going to be able to do it everywhere. Some principles must be instilled at home. That's true. But guys, we have some power in our hands. Really, let's use it.
Like you say, if you don't have the means to put your child in, you know, a private school, like it starts at home. Charity begins at home. So what are you allowing at home? Are you watching those music videos with your kids? Like I've got a friend, the way she's raising her boys, she's got 2 young boys, and like I'm just like, you know, I marvel at her because if she's at the hair salon with her boys and music video is playing, she asks them to switch it off because she doesn't want to expose her boys to look at women that way. She doesn't allow her boys to be around, you know, her brothers because of what they do, you know, like in the township area. So she's very aware. She's like, because I asked her, like, why do you do all these things? She's like, I don't want my kids growing up to see women as, oh, all I see is,
An
you know,
object.
boobs and bums and all of that. Like, she's raising her boys to actually see women, the way we were created.
Yeah.
I mean, we God's masterpiece. We daughters of the Most High. So she's doing that. So I feel like if we all do that, even if you don't have the means to, protect your kids all the time, we can't do that.
Yeah.
No, it's impossible. So, but instilling those values at home,
Yes.
they're going to eventually make their own decisions, and based on what you've instilled in them and what they
Is
see.
where they're going to go for.
But here's my thing, right? So you get a situation like that where, let's say a 6-7-year-old boy is sitting and is watching a music video, right? You're not going to tell that child to explore so that you can tell that child, no, it's wrong. You're not going to tell that child to feel themselves so that they can, say, okay, no, it's wrong. You're going to say it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to expose the child first and then, what kind of logic is that? Because yes, at home, I can't protect my child from everything. The other day, Ava came home and she said, Mommy, so-and-so was smoking, and she's not supposed to be doing that. But she first asked what it is. So we had to explain what it is, right?
I'm laughing at that because the other day I was drinking a Switch, the energy drink.
Yeah.
And Ava comes to me, she's like, Auntie Vange, what is that? I'm like, it's my energy drink. It's like juice, but it has a lot of caffeine in, but it's only for grown-ups. Then she goes, oh, is it the one that makes people happy?
Explain? Where did that come from?
The way I laughed, they're asking me, is it the one? So somebody explained to her that alcohol makes people happy.
Which is odd because it's something that we don't, it's not introduced in our house. It's not something, if she sees juice, it's juice, so that's odd, but the reality of the matter is we need to, because kids are inquisitive, they're going to ask why, so we needed to explain to her why and why it's wrong and why we wouldn't like her to do it. And now I share, my kid is judging now because now she goes around judging everyone. She'll grow out of that phase too, but for now it's important that she knows we need to create the moral compass for her.
And it's also important that we show that we are the example.
Yes.
Because kids don't learn by what you tell them. They learn by what they see.
Yeah.
So if they see you, then they're going to act
and I say this again, sorry, quickly, is that a lot of people think, oh, my child is only 2, my child's only 3, they're not,
watching.
They're not watching. Be careful. Your child's ECD, early childhood development, that is from the age of birth up until 7, everything they see, they soak up like sponges. That creates the moral compass. That creates everything. So if there's trauma involved, if there's drinking and stuff involved with this, it's normal. It creates a sense of normal for this child.
There's boobies involved.
It's normal for the child.
So my kids know boobs to be milk. They won't breastfeed, but because Scarlett is so obsessed with babies, she knows that boobs is milk. So Isaiah's at the point now where he's asking as a boy, why do babies drink milk from mom's boobs, but I drink a cow's milk? So as long as we're there by you think that's all boobs do,
they need to be aware. That's true.
So I'm saying that's the kind of level. So if we are, like you were saying, if you are watching something and this is inappropriate for my child to be watching right now, whether it be with swearing, whether it be with sex scenes, whether it be with anything, that this is inappropriate. Okay, so next thing. This thing is always a touchy topic, right, amongst women. And usually in a room, there's always one woman that is for it, and there's always one that's like fully against it. So what do you guys think about the Instagram posting of lingerie and G-strings and pop? Because yesterday alone, right, I saw somebody wanting to show they went to the gym, how flat their tummy is. But she only had a top on, no panty, no leggings, nothing, right? So I was like, nice way to get the views, because what does that have to do with, guys, see how flat my tummy is, but there's not even a panty line? Where do you guys think, is it going too far, or are we being old school by not catching up with where the 21st century is now?
For me, personally, call me old school. But I feel like lingerie, especially if you're married, is for your husband, Nobody should be seeing what your husband should be seeing. And for me, I feel like we do things for attention, We post our new car because we want to get, the
likes,
praises.
yeah.
We post because, and as women, we were wired to need attention. It's something that we need. So if we don't get it from our husbands, we'll go to our kids,
Yeah.
give me
If
the
you don't get
attention
from
that
the
I
kids,
need.
you get from friends. If not from
social
there, let's go
media.
social media.
Yeah, so I think it's just about, like, what are you actually wanting
After.
others to see of you when you're posting that way? Like, because people judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they see something, they're going to judge. Like,
But can I ask, people are judging, but why are those posts getting 1 million likes?
She's only sharing her tummy, remember?
No, but I mean in general. I want to know, because as women, let's be honest, when we come together as women, we discuss, did you see?
yeah.
Do you think that's appropriate? Do you this? Do you that? But how is it that if we in a room, that's our thoughts, but our like is there?
I was
Yeah.
about to say that if you go to that post, you'll see that it's a lot of the women also
Yes.
liking
That's
that.
why I'm asking.
So-
Going back to in the beginning when we were saying, why are we so two-minded?
So I think because we are in a generation of cancel culture. So if that is where the direction where this thing is going, that's where everyone's going to go, because you don't want to go against the grain, because you're going to upset the grain, and then we're going to be cancelled. And I mean, I've seen, for me it was the girls that used to post like this, the boobs fall out and then it's a verse.
You remember that pose, the back one like this?
Yeah.
That was still the beginning of
That
the
was the
nude
beginning
ones,
of
but
the-
it had a full-on jeans, the apple bottom jeans.
Yeah. Now you have, the boobs popping out, or the curves popping out, and then there's a full on verse, and I am virtuous
Proverbs.
woman.
My favorite is the bra and the panty, or the bum
Yeah.
was Proverbs what woman?
Yeah, the
Proverbs
Proverbs
31.
The Proverbs 31 woman, but all we see
is, so I here's the thing with Instagram,
Guys,
if you
we
go
need help.
on Instagram, if you go, you'll see that your most liked stuff is the ones that has the most exposure, the least coverage, and they get that, and it's got to do with the vanity metrics.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go into your search bar, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get those kind of posts, and even as ladies, that's what comes up. And if you go in there, then you'll see 2,000 likes. Let this person just post. They're just standing on the beach, just with a full-on dress. There's no likes.
likes.
It's like 3 likes, no comments.
Yeah.
And a lot of, so I think there's a portion of the market that they just really like what they see because they're just vain like that. Then there's a portion of the market that feels like, you know what? If I don't like, they will think that I'm judging them, so let me just like.
Yeah.
Then there's the portion of the market that feels like, look, this is where it's going, this is what women's empower. Because I think that there's genuinely...
That's the mistake.
Yeah.
That we are saying showing your body is self-love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm sorry. It's not. I've seen some funky things on Instagram. Now, I'm not driving a narrative of being insecure. I'm not driving a narrative of, shaming body positivity, or body shaming rather. I'm not driving that narrative. But what I'm saying is you yourself know what you can do, where you can go to look conservative, to look beautiful, to look sexy. I like to look
Yeah.
sexy. My husband loves it when I look sexy. So I've got nothing against dressing sexy. I've got something against, this is a conversation me and Xavier always have. I've got everything against dressing skanky. There's a
There's a difference.
right? There's a difference. So I've seen things on social media just to get the likes. So you'll find that someone posts something and it's not getting the like because it's not exposed enough. Then they delete it. Then they go back and they post something and you're like, how did this person think that this was okay to put out there? But the reason why they thought it was okay, because everyone else was liking it.
Yeah.
Everyone else was putting.
So I wanted to ask that just quickly. Terry Ann says, I concur. No one is supposed to see what your hubby sees. You're basically exposing your bedroom.
Yes.
And you are.
You are, definitely.
And are you doing that in the bedroom?
Exactly.
Because I know women that think lingerie is uncomfortable.
Yeah, and they just
Because
don't wear
it is
it.
uncomfortable. And like people... it creates the foreplay, but it comes off so fast. That are you wearing these outfits for Wabi to see? So
Yuck,
there's
it's too much
that. There's also that part where you're saying that's for the bedroom, but are we posting it because? There's some people that buy for the Instagram post because there is people that plan their posts And then are you actually using it where it's needed, or is it just for...
It's used where it's needed
That
because
likes.
in their mind that is what it's needed for the Instagram post. Because I think a lot of the people, they really do chase the vanity metrics. They do chase the likes. And I mean, in a world where we're all influencers now, everyone wants to get ahead of the next one. And that's usually the way. I mean, I've seen posts with when the person, I was very shocked that posts the stuff. Now, it's not in a judgmental way, but it's in a, okay, I can see where you're going, but why?
Yeah.
You know, why are you exposing yourself to this level? And I'm not against body positivity, but what are the boundaries of body positivity? Let's define that. Let's define.
Where do we draw the line?
Where do we draw
when
the
it
line?
comes to that? And a lot of the time, people will probably say, "Oh no, I'm marketing this company, so I have to post because they said I must post." You know.
So where's
But
your moral compass?
Exactly.
So you don't have it in you to say.
You don't know. So if somebody sends you a pack of cigarettes,
Yeah, you know, or
No.
you know,
you're still starting to smoke.
you know what? Someone sends you a packet of
Marketing.
cocaine. You know, I'm just saying it's marketing. If we're going to go that far, I mean, if they say I'm pay you to jump off a bridge, you're gonna post mid-air. What are you gonna do? You know.
I'll go
So-
bungee jump.
So the whole thing is, we as women need to come and I say this all the time, what is your why? We need to come sit down and say, what is women's empowerment? What do we really
But
view?
before you get into that, I want to ask though also, right? Is there not something wrong with women? Don't listen to me first, right?
Careful now.
Yeah, I'm also a woman. But I feel that to a certain extent, women are, for lack of a better word, as this is not like a Christian show, it's my morals, but I'm going to be straight and say women are bitchy, right? Because why on a naked picture will all your friends go and like it?
And
But if
discuss
you
afterwards.
post, no, I'm not even going to the discussing afterwards. But if I post that I'm studying, nobody likes it because there's a aina. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I know people like that. The naked pictures, I like because I want you. I want people to discuss you in the room next time. I want people to say, give you this perception that, oh, your body looks so good. Oh, sexy. Oh, hot. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, that. So that we
Speak
know.
to the vain side of your nature.
And then when we're in a room, we discuss, oh, did you see? Did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see? But if I'm posting my study picture, nobody is saying, you go, girl, go for it. Nobody is saying, fire, brains. You know what I'm trying to
Empowerment
say? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm coming from the point of, when do we check ourselves as women as well? Because why is it a aina if we see someone else achieve something we desire, but if it's something that's shameful,
Then I see where
we...
you're going. Yeah.
I'll go back to what you said. You said that women have an innate need for attention, right? So if I'm failing in the area of academics, if I'm failing in the area of I'm going to sit down and study or I've enrolled into something, I need something to fill that void.
Snackmali is lekker.
Guys, I got a compliment. So, do you want to spill the beans?
Wait, first finish. You were on the topic, sorry.
So, that void needs to be filled. So it's a matter of I can't go study, or I didn't want to go study, or I'm at a stage in my life where I feel like I'm too old to go back and study. So what have I achieved? So basically that is sort of like a measurement on my charts to say that, okay, at least I'm noticed, at least people seeing that I'm still here. And if I'm 30 or 35 and I'm still got a good body, then, another feather in my cap. So I've got no problem. A lot of people go on, the health trip and, your body positivity and trying to look good and trying to look a certain way. I've got no problem with that. But we as women must have certain boundaries as well, because I'll never forget this. There was, when me and Xavier first got married, there was this picture. Now, I'd never met this girl, but I was just told about this girl, and, she's a good friend and all of that. And she'd sent him a picture of her tattoo. Right? Maar she's standing far away. And you can see everything, and she's in jump clothes with the small tattoo against the back. And so I was like, but what are you going on? Because he was very like, why is this an issue to you? I said, it's not an issue to me. It's just, you don't see what I see. You don't see, because it's not the tattoo. It's, I want you to see everything. And I think we have made it okay. Social media has made it okay to show whatever you want to show, and just, it's okay if you just, disclaimer there. It's just the belly button I want you to see. Makanti, it's just a bra and a panty, Yeah.
Do you want to jump in on my question?
Yeah, on the...
Because you said you see where you're going.
Yes,
with it.
I see where you're going. So I feel like, because you said, when we post a picture, or when women post a picture, showing their body, then it's celebrated. It's probably, women like to gossip. So if there's a chance for us to gossip, it's like, ooh, let's gossip about it. But then it's like, when it's a time to celebrate each other, genuinely, then it's like, I'm a bit jealous. So it's about, if you just actually look at yourself in the mirror and say, why am I liking these kind of pictures and still gossiping about it? I'm contradicting myself. I'm telling you, oh, I love it. But now I'm talking behind your back to my friends or to Eva about what you're wearing.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't like any pictures that like
I thought you were gonna do a full stop right there. So you don't like.
No, I don't like any pictures that I feel like I wouldn't post myself.
Yeah.
So if it's something I wouldn't post, or I feel like it goes against what I believe as a Christian, I'm not gonna like it, because I don't want to show this person that, oh no, it's fine,
okay
it's
when
not.
it's not.
Yeah, but then when it comes to celebrating people that actually want to further themselves and empower themselves in the right way, then I think it's something we just need to individually
fix within ourselves.
Fix within
First
ourselves.
read Dairies before Nicole's.
Okay, so you already read Terry's, which is I concur. Yeah. Then Nicole says...
No, I just said first read Terry's. The bottom one.
No, I wanted to read Nicole's
No,
first.
but Terry's comment is about what we're speaking about. So you're going to jump to the two different topics.
To answer your question, Vange, they want you to do good, but within the parameters of their expectation. So basically,
I'm just realizing we had a sister moment online.
Guys, this is real talk. This is what literally happens all the time. Then, can I read Nicole now?
Yes, okay, now you can read. So that topic is passed now.
So, question. So, if you are, I think what she was trying to say is, if you are in business and you need to market lingerie, would it be okay to pose in lingerie? This question I'd like to answer.
I'd also like to answer.
Okay, you go first. I'll give my 2 cents.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? What are you getting if it's your job, if it's in business, right? I would say, because guys, Kim Kardashian for her lingerie thing is getting millions. She's not getting a 200 Rand, and she's not getting a thank you, please post on Monday. She is not getting that lingerie as a payment.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say that's where many of the influencers wanna be, but it's not wanna be, because we all strive for something. So let's not crush each other's dreams. But I say where it becomes an issue is, like you were saying, as a Christian, this is your morals. Me as a person, I know myself as a person and how I want to be represented. I also don't want my husband to feel like other men are looking at me. I don't want him to stress about who's in my DMs. I don't want all those kind of things, because Lord knows marriage is difficult enough.
Yeah.
And when you add all these extra things to it, what's going to happen if the bedroom's not working? Because when everything else is not working, the bedroom is what saves it.
Yeah.
So if your bedroom, like Terry said in the beginning, you're opening up your bedroom to the rest of the world. If that is not protected, then this is now like specifically for married people.
Yeah.
With single people, do what you want. You're still finding yourself. You still, you don't have a partner yet. That's okay. That's not okay. Or all those kind of things. But here's what I'm saying. I'm saying your morals first. Know your why. I don't like that word because I'm from South Africa. But know your why. Because they try to get money by just saying, know your why, look past it, just know your why, look past the 80 millions, just know your why. It's like clapping. Anyway, So then I would also say, what are you getting out of it if it is your business and you really have to go? Is the 200 Rand worth it to let certain parts of your body be exposed that you generally wouldn't have exposed? Can you go buy that lingerie yourself with that money that they offering? Because let's be honest also, when it comes to this marketing, businesses are so good at this.
Yeah.
They go away from TV, they go away from any form of print marketing, they go away from all of that because it is cheaper to send an item to an influencer that's willing to do it for free.
An up-and-coming influencer.
An up-and-coming influencer that's willing to do it for free. So they're not really seeing your value because first of all, they're giving it for free. They're not paying you, but they're expecting 10 posts, for example.
I'd also like to answer this question.
Is it worth it to lose certain morals? This is not only if you have those morals. If you don't, there's women that really don't care. So if you don't care, you don't care.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say there's women out there that don't have morals.
No. There's certain people that really do not think that it is an issue, that nudity is an issue, that all these kind of things is an issue. Like when it comes to free the nipple for breastfeeding, why can't that trend? Because why do I have to go sit in a room at a mall to breastfeed? But
it's
for marketing, I can show my booby.
It's considered inappropriate, but it's okay if you wear lace lingerie on for everyone to see. But it's inappropriate to feed your child in public.
So I'm just saying, check your morals.
Yeah.
Once your morals is okay, and if you're okay with it, go for it by all means. But if you know there's certain standards you put, you and your husband or you and your partner, whoever it may be, put certain standards of expectation while you're together, is the money worth it? Because J-Lo is not posting that pictures for free.
Yeah.
And she's not posting it for peanuts either.
Exactly. So that's my 10 cents.
Okay, so mine is I'm gonna go off on a different tangent, but you can bring it back. So basically, as some of you know, I sell my own stuff. So I've had some requests, especially over like
you should actually pay us because every single episode you promote Shop Closet.
Yeah, but my time is also Yamos. So, guys, so Shop Closet, right? This is not a paid promotion. So basically, I've been asked, like lingerie sets for like over Valentine's Day, and
people wanted swimsuits for December.
I suggested it to Xavier. It's like, maybe I should get all of that stuff. His eyes went this big. It's like, because what I do with my business is not because I genuinely want to pose in all of them. It's just much easier because Xavier's the photographer and I need to get the clothes out. So, it's just a matter of convenience. However, now I want to do lingerie. So he's like, who's going to post all of this stuff? And I was like,
who's going to pose in it?
He was going to pose in it. And I was like, not me. I'm not planning on putting anyone like that. I mean, there's different ways. If you go onto Instagram, or not Instagram, but like Pinterest or whatever, how they lay it out on the
flat
bed,
lay and all of that.
all of that. And I do understand it becomes different when someone approaches you to do it for their business. Like, obviously, you're going to have to wear it for the person to see it. But that, like...
You can flat lay it.
Try a skin...
Nando's chicken.
So that was my approach with my business specifically. If I was going to do it, I rethought the whole thing. I was like, am I comfortable? Is it something that I want to do? And then also there is the thing of the whole Kim Kardashian, like, do we want to do everything she does? Look, she's a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur. You can't take that away from her. And do we get some of the stuff from her? Yes, a lot of the clothes that I sell was inspired by her. Why? Because everyone wants what Kim has. So if it sells it, I'll stock it. But in terms of... Guys, it's business, nothing personal. So in terms of lingerie itself, I think if you are selling the lingerie, there's different ways to do it. And I mean, there's the University of Google. There's Pinterest, there's YouTube, there's ways to make it creative to get it out there. And I'm not saying don't sell it, because we as women, we all love lingerie. I absolutely love lingerie.
Yeah.
And we want to look, if you feel that you look pretty underneath, you're confident, you know. Well, that's me. I don't know if it's everyone, but you know, that's me. Would I put that out on a picture on Instagram? I think not. The scandal that would ensue, the followers would come, the likes would come. I would maybe get a bit more traction for my business. You know, I sort of that marketing. But my moral compass and my husband, and also my moral standing in the sphere that I am. I can't begin to imagine the scandal that would ensue from that.
Yeah, for me, I was watching on Sunday Sermon by Mike Dodd, Pastor Mike Dodd. So he was all about, for that specific sermon, he's like, what is your motive? So for me, it's like, what is your motive? You know, if someone has to approach me and offer me millions to post in lingerie, and maybe I feel like, wow, Kenneth, you know, this is $1 million being offered, you know, what is it?
We're going to the million rand sphere immediately.
For me, I would turn it down because it's like, what is my motive? Is my motive money, or is my motive my family, my models, my values? What is my motive? So for me, I feel like a lot of the time, yes, the money can be great, but what is your ultimate motive? Do you want to put yourself out there, or is your motive, you know, still, you know, being a wife, a family, a wife, a mother, you know, family orientated? You want people to see you like that. And when it comes to being single, it's like, what kind of guy are you attracting if you're posting these things, you know?
Very true.
Yeah, so what is your motive? Do you want a guy, you know? For me, I don't know, I'm always reverting back to, you know, God-fearing things because I'm a Christian. So do you want a God-fearing man that's going to actually look after you, provide for you, you know? Or do you want a dog that's going to run after you and lust after you because of what you're posting? So I feel like it goes kind of both ways for married women and for single women. Like for a single person, like what are you, what kind of man do you want, or boy do you want to attract, you know, for yourself? And for married couples, like what are you, what is your motive, you know?
Yeah, you know, and it's a matter of what door are you opening? Exactly what you said. Like, if you're going to expose yourself, you're going to get a certain... I mean, a couple of shows ago, we were speaking with Coco, and she said that if you're going to get your man in the club, he's going to tell you a couple of years down the line, that's where you found me, so why is it a problem now?
Yeah.
So now you're exposing yourself. They're going to expect that standard the whole time. Now when you can't do that, when all the female things kick in, the hormones kick in, the weight gain kicks in, the cellulite kicks in, which is normal. This is all part of being a woman. After you're pregnant, the stretch marks and everything, now you can't deliver those nice pictures anymore unless we Photoshop it. He's going to move on to the next one. So what are you opening yourself up to?
Yeah.
You know, it is very important.
Okay, so next one, before time is up. What is your take when women post this? Obviously, we're not just posting it for the branding, because there's also women that go on holiday and they post nudity, because I've noticed the in thing now is when you go on holiday, it's the braless costume pose. So you only in the bikini bottom, it's the G-string, it's from the back, no bra, and it's the bum on top of the water pose, right? So
technically you're still showing everything.
You are showing everything. The only piece that's covered is the triangle. So
so there's some sort of coverage. Okay,
so now we're going to, we brought up now partners with the what your morals in terms of singleness, in terms of all of that. Reversing it now. You're posting it. What are you doing to the men that's seeing it? Because now remember, it's not only celebrities doing it, it's the girl next door doing it. So I always make this kind of example. If you see Beyonce's ass everywhere on TV, it's like, oh, she's far.
Yeah, she's it's unreachable.
It's unreachable. So if my husband sees it,
it's
you know, kind of a thing. But if my husband is seeing the next door neighbor's boobs,
which is right here,
which is right next door, now she walks past when we open the door. Now he pictures every single thing he just saw on social media now. If Anka has to post, and next time my husband, I'm uncomfortable in the room. Yeah. Because I know we were scrolling last night and all of this was exposed. What's your take on that?
For me, I feel like, you know, like even my husband says, like he'll always say he wants to get off social media because he feels like it's like kind of not a safe space for men, especially if you're married, because you're so like it's no more having to go and buy, the books and
Yeah.
to see
The
the
play
Go to a
nudity.
special
Yes.
site.
Yes, now you can literally just go on your phone and go to somebody's name
Yeah.
that you know, and then you're exposed to it, or it just pops up.
Oh,
And
it just popped up on my feed.
yeah, so I feel like it still goes back to, for me, like why, like you say, know your why. Like, why are you, as the next door girl, like, why are you doing
Yeah,
what
but
you're
I want you
doing?
to
They
come
know.
from the... Okay, so we all married here.
Yeah.
Now speak from the side of
Being married and
being married and knowing this is what your partner is exposed to.
Oh, okay. Well,
Different ball game, eh?
changes the whole thing. I think for me personally, it comes to the character of your husband at the end of the day. And the reality of the matter is men are visually inclined, so you can't tell that woman, because she knows exactly what she's doing. She's doing it to get the clout. She's doing it to get the attention. However, the relationship you and your husband have should be of such a nature that, you're able to speak about these things, first of all. And women, I know we are emotional. In order for your husband to open up about certain things, you're going to have to be receptive to that. Because sometimes we're like, oh, so you're looking at her now, kind of vibes. The other thing is also, when you do communicate with your husband in that sense, it should be a matter of, baby, am I attractive to you? And he's like, yeah, ma, moenie dat doek dra nie. Or, because I have this pink gown. I shame everyone knows me in this pink gown. And when I know I'm tired, this is the pink gown. This is my go-to, So it becomes a matter of, wear the pink gown less. Also make it fun and exciting in your marriage, so that your husband, you've got that. And what I'm saying is, you're not competing with anyone, but at least make the plate look appealing.
Good, yeah.
At some point. At least garnish it a bikkie die. You get the same plate every day, but garnish the plate, pass the plate.
yeah.
Saying it, if people are advising married couples to watch porn together, no matter how much you garnish, if there's someone else out there putting themselves out to the extent of, when men cheat, they don't just cheat because there was somebody that was a bit,
Voluptuous.
I know people that have cheated on their partners, and when you look at the person, you're like,
What did you see?
and from both sides.
Yeah.
No, but because you compared, look at your wife.
Yeah.
Look at your
It's got
husband.
nothing, it's got nothing to do with looks.
Exactly. So my saying is, I'm just saying that as women, let's also think about the next lady, not to bring problems into our house. I always say, when we always used to make the joke the time when I was doing influencing, and that was one of the reasons I was like, I can't keep up with the standards. I don't want to post these kind of things. So let's just leave it as a whole, because that's the expectation it goes to.
Yeah.
You see now there's a cream out for your face, and the person posts a little slash on the hip, and you're like, face cream on the bums now. But it's just
Whatever
that
gets sold.
minute of, exactly. And chances are it's not even being sold, it's just getting a like.
Yeah.
Because when you go into your stats and you see, we've done lots of clients before when we have to do their branding. And when you go to the stats and actually see how many things are sold when an influencer gets their 001, their likes will have 1 million likes and comments, but they won't have anything sold.
Yeah.
So that's also the other difference. When people think, yeah, this one has a lot of likes, let's go into business with them. It doesn't always work like that.
It doesn't always. And I feel also like I agree with what Anka said, that you need to just know your husband's character. Like, I've got no issues with my husband being on social media because I trust the man that he is. I know that he'll show me, like, on my explore feed, just see ya, and yes, I know that what other women are putting there, it's nothing. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you can't.
And, sometimes there's nothing our husbands can do about it. But, like, I agree with you, say,
It
can
still
we...
touches your feelings.
Yeah. And, like, can we think of the other woman, woman to woman? Can we think of the next
My
lady.
partner. Yeah.
Yes.
The next.
I think as women, we'll go back to women like attention, and we're all like that. We'll find it. We'll find. I mean, I'm like that. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if Xavier upsets me, then it's just me and the kids. You know,
Me
I'll
and
go
my kids.
Me and my kids. Yeah, no, it's just mine. I was alone there, and I'll just snuggle with my kids. Um, but other women who do these things, there is genuinely. I always say that people act from a place. So something else happened, there's a void or something. And women that do these things genuinely do it because they know they know why they're doing it, because they want attention. And the notion is out there, and I don't understand this logic that a married man is the most attractive man because it shows commitment. Mara, if he's with you, there's no commitment. But anyway. So I think that's so important to know. Like you were saying, you know, the why. So you can't put anything else out there for the other person. Why is the other person doing this? And try and fight the other person and confront the other person. The person you are confronting is yourself and your spouse, you know, because at the end of the day, the relationship you two have speaks volumes. And that's why it's so important for communication and do things, explore. Guys, you're married, you're allowed to. I'm not saying go into bondage and those kind of funny things. I'm totally against that. I'm totally against porn in marriage. I mean, me and Xavier, we cover an extensive topic with regarding that, because there's no place for that, because as women, like you were saying, that it's not the physical attributes. If that man is watching porn, that means you can never compete to this man's fantasy. It just can't be. So no, never introduce these funny things.
And I actually saw I saw one of the girls that I follow, she posted something, I think it's on YouTube, it just launched yesterday, of how women, like how, you know, the porn industry makes women look. So it's like, if you're exposing your marriage to that, you know, what is your husband gonna then view you as, or expect from you? But I think more importantly, how is he gonna view you? Is he gonna view you as, you know, a sex slave? Like, if I want it, I want it now, you know? Yes. Like that. Like, how is he? So that's why I also personally feel it's a no-no.
It's a no. There's a lot of elements that go to that. The dopamine that gets released and all of that. And how God designed us. How did God design us? You know, we as women, we're emotional beings. You must prep us the whole day. Now, if that man's watching porn, he's not going to do that. He's just going to go back to his porn. So none of that needs to happen.
And I've watched interviews where women are actually in porn, and they say it's the most uncomfortable thing ever. So if men expect to bring that home, in a bedroom, it's supposed to go both ways. We're both supposed to enjoy it. Don't just come with your fantasies. Anyway, we're not actually supposed to be speaking about sex, but topic went woo.
But but it ties back into, going back to having these scenes live on, you know, these shows and whatnot. It also brings in the element, is my husband watching with me? We're both watching these things, and now he's seeing that.
Because now I've been from a kissing scene to soft porn to actual porn.
You know, to actual porn, because that's just porn for me. And in the beginning, when I questioned that, I was told, oh no, this is art. It is an expression of art. I'm like, gaan vat 'n bly en 'n pen en teken if it's art, you know.
Do you have any closing remarks?
For me, I just want to say that, you know, I strongly believe in, like, you know, what is your motive? So you can be Beyonce, you can be Kim Kardashian, you know, you can be a top South Africa influencer or celebrity. Like, what is your motive? And I think it's easy for us as Christian women, because we've got like a model compass that we love by. We got a guide that we love by. So it's easy for us to say, oh no, you know, because for me, like, even just watching probably a movie where a scene would come on, I feel uncomfortable, you know?
It's so much switch.
So it's just about, like, what is your motive when it comes to posting, you know, what you're posting, or doing what you're doing for the likes and the followers. Like, do you value vanity? Do you value the followers, the likes, what you can get? Or is it about what we can give, you know? It's all about, you know, people knowing the real you than just seeing the outside of you. So, yeah.
Closing remarks?
I had it and then it slipped away. But like, I was really thinking it through. But what I would say is that know who you are and your moral compass, and what you would like other people to see. So basically, piggybacking off of what you're saying is that if I'm going to put out everything out there, just know that you're going to attract everyone, literally all shapes and sizes, and mentally unstable to the stable. You're going to. So what do you want to attract? What you put out is what you're going to attract back into your life. And in terms of that kind of things for my family, I don't agree with it because, first of all, call me old school as your story. Because there's something there's values that I want to instill in my family, my kids, and then also for my marriage, to protect my marriage. I mean, if I'm okay with that, then I should be okay with Xavier watching that, that kind of thing. So yeah, guys, protect each other's women.
So you're old school.
Ek is old school.
Nudity or old school?
Old school.
Old school for the win.
We should have had a nudity person here as
should
well
have
to hear
actually.
their point of view.
Yeah.
But I am definitely a old school. Now I love me a sticky crop top.
Yeah.
I love a V-neck because it doesn't make my breast look so humongous. But there is a limit, like you said in the beginning, where it's overdone. I am an old school with TV, so I will K-drama my life away. I will do all those kind of things. But for me, like everybody said, know who you are, know what your morals, know what your values. But I would say one thing I would want to say the most is think about the next person in every action you do. If you're willing to throw away your body for 200 rand and call it business, think about the next person, like we're saying. Think about the other woman's marriage. Think about other women's, because we say body positivity, but let's be honest, the people that post it, they smoothing their life away. They taking out almost said extensions, stretch marks. They taking out all these things, which is also giving a superficial body.
Is it really body positivity?
It's
then?
not body positivity then.
If I'm closing
that's why
up
I'm
that-
saying, if that's what we're saying it is, why can't I be proud about my body in a full dress?
Yeah.
Or leggings
I have a
or
span in the
anything.
works. I know this is the end of the show, but I just, maybe I'll be crucified. I know I'll be crucified for saying this. But I think a lot of the people go out there saying, but what's the difference between me posing in a bikini and posing in my lingerie?
But that's what I was saying just now about the costume poses. How are you posing
So
in your swimsuit? Is it me putting my leg on the chair and the whole world can see it? Is it me without a bra because I'm showing I'm tanning? That's the kind of things that's trending.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it with that in mind versus us just chilling by the poolside in our bikinis, there is a difference to what it looks like. Talking out of the house. With Lee's 30th, was it last year or the year before, we went to, what's the safari place?
I almost said it.
Kruger National Park, right? And I took some pictures in my bikini, and I didn't think that they were wrong. Okay, there was one I could have said, okay, maybe don't post this one. But the
I thought they were
things
great though.
that came, it caused such a fight in the house. Not because we had a problem because he saw the pictures before I posted it, but it was because this brother man phoned this brother man and said, how can you allow your wife to post something like this? Then this brother man had a discussion with this brother girl's wife, and it became a topic kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I just thought, let me just delete the pictures because that was not the intention it went with.
Yeah.
We were at Kruger National Park. The pool was in the middle of the veld. There is literally animals drinking water from the pool, those kind of
It was a
things.
setting.
And it was just like this is such an Instagram moment. Let's take a picture. I mean,
Yeah.
where do you take a picture where there's an animal drinking from the water while you're in the pool, kind of a vibe? Anyway, I'm just saying it is not only women that have the issue. The men at the back is also discussing, as much as they lusting after
They
a
are
certain
discussing,
thing,
yeah.
they're discussing the next man. How can he allow his
Yeah.
wife to do this?
I think
how can he this? How can he that? So I'm saying, as woman, with my closing, let's think about the next person when we do these kind of things. Think, is this what I want my sister? You know, we all scream sisterhood, but in action, it does not exist. It only exists in trying to make money because it's a woman empowerment. If you want to know about that, go watch my Is Woman Empowerment for Sale. But those are the kind of things I'm saying. Be careful what you post. If you were in someone else's shoes, would you be okay with your husband viewing? I know somebody that posts so naked from the ends of the earth and everything. But in the same way, in conversation as women, if my husband must watch something like that, I'm done. So think about the next person. If you think that of your husband is seeing that from someone else, what is my husband seeing with your post? So all I'm saying is nudity for me as a whole, whether it be on TV, whether it be on Instagram.
No.
Old school. Leah, I want that thing. The judge thing. Tush. So, old school.
Old school
So,
wins, guys.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the comments. I see Victoria does say better late than never, just arrived. But
Thanks,
please
Jabs.
do go back and go watch, please. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining us
Thank you for
today.
having me.
For all your input. You brought us back to the God side. Thank you so much for that. Thanks, Anks, for availing yourself yet again.
As always, a standard feature.
Yeah, and today we even had a sister moment. But do you see how comfortable we get? We're even shouting each other live. But anyway, thank you so
Guys,
much for joining
it's
us.
us.
To see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.